Hi, it's Officer Potak.
Hi, it's Officer Best. Really? We're reading to you from the Catasauqua Police Department today, and today's book is Winnie the Pooh, believe it or not. I bet you thought this was going to be like Beatrix Potter. Winnie the Pooh and the Great Riddle Contest. One gray day, Pooh and his friends stood silently at Pooh's door, gazing out at the falling rain. Suddenly, Owl had a funny thought and chuckled to himself. Then he turned to Roo and asked, "What goes up when rain comes down?" "What?" Roo asked excitedly. "What?" "An umbrella," Owl answered. "Oh, I like that," said Roo. "Ask me another one." "You know," said Owl, "that kind of funny question and answer is called a riddle. I would imagine we could think up some riddles of our own." "Let's have a riddle contest," cried Roo, "with prizes and everything." Of course, honey.
That's like his cake.
There's cake? Woohoo!
You even sound like him.
Just then, the rain stopped. The sun came out and shone on the 100-acre wood. "Hoo, hoo, hoo!" cried Tigger. "A riddle contest. What fun! I'm going to go out and pick up a great riddle. Ta-ta for now." As Tigger bounced into the forest, Owl called after him, "We'll meet before supper outside my house." The friends will all decide to go their separate ways. Everyone was eager to work on a riddle of his or her own. When Pooh went back inside his house, he headed to his cupboard and took down a pot of honey. "A smackerel will help me think," he said to himself. "Think, think, think. What should my riddle be about?" Rabbit went straight to his garden and began pulling weeds. "Gardening always helps me think," he said. "Now what should my riddle be about?" And funny, that's true. A lot of people garden and
Absolutely.
it helps to clear their mind.
Yep. When I'm having a stressful day, I go out and I pull the weeds in my garden.
Yeah, that's because you have a lot more patience than me.
You just spray weed killer and kill the flowers and all.
Kill everything. Inside his own house, Owl stared at the family portraits on the wall. Funny," he murmured. "Now that I think of it, it seems that many of my esteemed ancestors were chefs. I wonder what kind of riddle Uncle Wolfgang could have thought up, or dear Aunt Betty, or Cousin Julia." Meanwhile, Piglet was so worried about his riddle that he paced around his living room, back and forth, around and around. "Oh dear," he said, "what if I can't think up a riddle? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear." He picked up some string and nervously began to untangle it. Yeah, that would be me. Kanga decided that it wouldn't do to worry about making up a riddle. Instead, she took a chair outside and sat down to look at a picture book. At the same time, she was keeping an eye on Roo, who was happily playing in the mud left by the morning rain. "I'll think up a great riddle, Mama," said Roo. "Of course you will, dear," Kanga replied. Of course, that's my speed, too, sitting in a rocking chair.
I was going to say that's more like what I want to do.
Eeyore sat in his house and moped. "Lightning will strike before I think up a decent riddle," he mumbled. Maybe I've got something there." All day, Tigger bounced through the forest trying to come up with a clever riddle. "I'm going to win the riddle contest. Just watch me," he said to anyone who would listen. Then finally, as the sun slid closer to the top of the trees, the friends gathered outside Owl's house. It was time for the great riddle contest to begin. "Since I'm the host," said Owl, "I will go last. The rule is, whoever tells a riddle that no one can answer will be the winner. Pooh, you go first. Pooh stepped up on a crate. What is empty when I am full? He asked, rubbing his tummy. A honey pot, the others shouted at once. Oh, Pooh, that's an easy one, Piglet said with a giggle. Ha ha ha. That was kind of a demented giggle.
I got a riddle for you. If oranges are orange, why aren't lemons called yellow and limes called green? It's more or less a thing to think about, less than a riddle, but oranges are
Because I
called
don't have
orange.
enough to think about
So
while
why
I'm
are
doing work.
lemons not yellows?
I don't know, Officer Potak. Why is the sky blue? Why is water wet? Why is the grass green?
Exactly.
Ma,
Why?
Ma, why? Next it was Rabbit's turn. What has eyes but cannot see? He asked. Oh, that's easy too, said Owl. Yes, said Tigger. A potato has eyes but cannot see. Disappointed, Rabbit stepped down from the crate. Piglet was next. Trembling slightly, he asked, what has a long tail and no wings, yet can soar in the breeze? A kite, Kanga guessed. Yep, gulped Piglet as he hopped down from the crate. Now it was Kanga's turn. What wears a jacket and has a spine, but is not a living thing? The others whispered among themselves, and then Owl spoke for the group. A book, he guessed. Kanga smiled as she stepped down. My, what a clever bunch we are, she said as Roo took her place on the crate. What bakes in the sun, Roo began, melts in the rain and can be made over and over again. The others looked at Roo's dirt-smudged paws. A mud pie, everybody answered. Gosh, said a disappointed Roo. I thought no one would guess that one. Next, Eeyore stood on the crate. Oh, well, he began. Here goes. What is invisible when it roars, and visible when it strikes? For a moment, no one answered. Then Pooh cried, I know, a storm with thunder and lightning. Yes, Pooh, Eeyore said sadly as he made way for Tigger. Okay, Tigger said happily. What can do this? The harder it falls down, the higher it bounces back up. Pooh pointed at Tigger. You, he answered. Nah, Tigger replied. I never fall down. I win. Wait, cried Roo. It's a ball. Tigger frowned. Aw, you're right, he said glumly. Finally, Owl took his place on the crate. All right, he began. No one has won a prize so far. Now, if one of you can guess my riddle, you'll all win a prize. Answer this. What gets washed after it's cleaned? Roo hopped up and down. I know, he cried. A plate. Mama always tells me to clean my plate before she washes it. That is correct, Roo, he said. And speaking of dishes, if you'll all follow me, I'll show you your prize.
They get to wash dishes now?
You know, oh, wouldn't that be something? Oh. Owl led his friends to an outdoor table set for a fabulous picnic supper. As he handed out sandwiches and a pot of honey to Pooh, of course, Owl decided to try one more riddle. What listens without complaining, he asked, shares without asking for anything in return, and often knows you better than you know yourself? And then he answered his own riddle. A friend. Happy feasting, friends. Happy feasting.
I like that. It's a good little riddle.
And that is Winnie the Pooh and the Great Riddle Contest.
Brought to you by Officer Pooh.
Woohoo!
Well, we hope you enjoyed today's book as much as we did and enjoyed Officer Best in the Winnie the Pooh costume. And if you could see, he still has his vest on, so God forbid we would have got a call, he could have went running. No, not really. We wouldn't have let him out of the station in this one.
Believe me, if I go running, somebody's going to be chasing me with a net, so...
And we'll call animal control.
Yeah, animal control. There you go. Bear off a leash.
Absolutely.
Well, after you had your picnic for the prize that you've won for the best riddle, stay well, stay safe, have a full belly, and make sure
Wash your hands.
Bye.
Bye.